This artist made an explanation post to clear their name after a false accusation. Everything was spun on its head. Let's take a look at this. So this all starts with this post made on Threads by user Eliza Smith 122, writing, "Attention! I recently worked with an author on a custom character illustration created entirely from scratch. The author was happy with the first draft and only asked for a background tweak. The background was never part of the commission. 2. It was a stock image added only to showcase the character and give it more visual context. 3. If the author had asked, I would have removed the background immediately and delivered the character as a transparent PNG or on a plain white canvas." Already, I'm a little bit confused because, like, typically backgrounds are an extra fee, an extra ask on a commission. So if the author asked for a background tweak, these two, like, counteract each other, you know? The background was never part of the commission. Yeah, like if somebody is asking for more than what they've paid for in the commission as the artist, that's your job to tell them, like, oh, hey, by the way, just to let you know, backgrounds are going to be an extra so and so for the commission. I hope you're okay with that. And they can give you an answer. Then you said it was a stock image added only to showcase the character. So then, like, why did you use a stock image? Slash some image at all. So Liza continues, "Unfortunately, there was a misunderstanding. The author alleged that both the character and the background were AI generated, despite the fact that I shared the Adobe Illustrator source file, showed separate layers, and provided progress visual. They still initiated a PayPal refund request. I'm genuinely trying to resolve this fairly and professionally. I'm even willing to share the source and Adobe file with any artist who wants to review and verify that the character was not created using AI. I would really appreciate hearing from authors. How would you expect this to be handled? An artist, how would you protect yourself in a situation like this? This feels like a misunderstanding around the use of a temporary stock background, and I'm open to learning how to handle this better in the future. Thanks in advance for your insights." So the file can't be downloaded because it's not available, even though the WeTransfer was posted 2 days ago. I personally am just really confused because, again, like, what is this issue with the background in the first place that started this? Because if the author didn't purchase a background, what was the point of the background? They didn't purchase one. So you should just tell them, if you want a background, that's going to be this much extra. That's it. But then you added a stock image that is allegedly AI slash, but you say it's not AI. Then we have the author coming out to make a statement. And their threads handle is BiblioBishop. And Bishop writes, "I am the author. I did like the initial image they provided. I did ask for a background change because they use AI in the product when they claim to be an anti-AI artist. I was able to pull the JPEG out of the metadata, and none of the work in progresses make sense according to multiple artists. I started a refund process after I was lied to about AI usage. You guys tell me. Am I crazy? Should I apologize and remove the dispute?" Which I really wish we could have access to this Adobe Illustrator file that they're claiming would clear their name. So here we have a work in progress, which I've never seen anybody draw like this before, but maybe it's a stylistic aspect. Then we have this, the body plus the shading, and then the body and the shading separated, and then them combined. So I have used Illustrator for minor things like text design, but not for illustration to a heavy degree. This is just an interesting way to draw because it's making more work for yourself than you need to, right? Because the character is modular. They drew it basically as if they're drawing a VTuber model or something to animate, with like drawing the layers behind stuff that would obstruct it, which is not a particularly common way that you would see somebody draw art that does not require that, as in art pieces that will not be animated, because again, it's extra work. But let's take a look at the speed paint. What in the speed paint is happening here? Because this most definitely is tracing something. Now, what is it tracing? I don't know. But this is not the speed paint that you would see from a legitimate artist. Straight up, okay? Again, I have to add my disclaimers, okay? Everybody draws differently. You basically will never see an artist draw like only a third of the body in full detail, mind you. Full detail, hair curls, shading added. We go to draw the chest, the half of the face, and then one eyebrow is fully rendered in and only half of the hair. Then we get the other half of the hair. And again, take a look here. They drew in an uneven amount of buttons. Then we draw in the rest of the buttons. This literally looks like they're being an eraser artist. It looks like they took a finished piece and then erased parts of it and then reversed that erasing to try to fabricate a speed paint. Because again, watch this. The ordering of everything is just so odd. And any artist with eyeballs can take a look at this and tell you that this is a fake speed paint. And people in the comments are 50-50. Somebody says, "As an artist myself, I reviewed the source file she claimed was not AI generated. After personally going through the file, I can confidently say the artist is 100% in the right. There is nothing in the file that indicates any AI generation or AI usage. Every single layer is clearly hand-drawn by the artist." Another person says, "Straight talk here. The artist provided you with their workflow Illustrator file for your personal review, and your solution is to post it on social media and ask everyone else their opinion, you claim you were lied to, but from this vantage, it looks like you're trying to weasel your way out of a contract by using the AI card. I'd say that you ought to be ashamed, but on the back of this exchange here, I doubt it's possible. Other people are saying the speed paint is 100% them tracing over an AI image. Real artists change, resize, and tweak their work as art progresses. A digital drawing with no changes along the way is absolutely indicative of them tracing over another image. And if it were their image, they wouldn't have hidden it from your view. Another person says, not once in my 39 years have I ever started a drawing with the line of the inside seam of a sleeve. That is a trace job. I just thought that comment was funny. It cracked me up here. So Eliza follows up writing, so whatever the hell happened here, I will not make any public statements or reply to anyone from now on. I will deal with this issue with PayPal and make peace with whatever happens. Also, anyone who's here to question my other projects or art or anything, then you won't be entertained at all. Stay the hell out. I'm not obligated to answer you. I did my work with honesty and I'm happy with it. Just try to get an opinion from others by making those posts, but people are straight up ignoring the facts and they're pointing fingers. That's all. If you have any problems, simply block or mute or let me know and I will block you. But I mean, I think it's just interesting because we can take a look at like their other art pieces to truly see like what is going on here. Here's some pieces they've drawn and they've used I guess stock image for the background. It's just a little bit interesting looking. Is it AI? Is it legitimate? I just think it's interesting there's a mortar and pestle, but also there's like an avocado seed in the middle of it. I could be looking too much into like little details and whatever this thing is supposed to be. And in the comments, Eliza had added more expanded layers panel. So you can see the layers that they have for the piece. I just think at the end of the day, yes, we do have the layers and I guess a background that we've never seen because I can't download the file. The file isn't available anymore. Where this speed paint is just so odd. And Adobe Illustrator is not a program that innately can record speed paints, so they must have recorded a speed paint that looked like this on their own volition. Also, again, the final thing is it's just interesting to note because this artist, again, has no prior examples of work before September 2025. And that's always a little bit of like a red flag as well if it's a brand new account on top of the fact that the art process looks suspicious. Because if you have examples of your work dating to before Gen AI was popular, then that could maybe be something to clear your name and offer indications you're legit. But because that's also not available and the speed paint looks so off, it feels a bit odd. And the final thing is we do have this like error in the hand as well. Maybe it was just like a human mistake that the artist made, but they cut out like part of the thumb shading. But I don't know, right? Maybe this is something due to the character's lore in the book. So at the end of the day, what are your thoughts? I'm curious about your thoughts on the situation. I definitely think that with what we have of the speed paint to take a look at, that is an odd speed paint. That speed paint is really odd. And the fact that they've like removed the file that they've uploaded of the Illustrator file, so we can't even revisit their work anymore to clear their name like they've said. It's not really doing a good job. The thing is, at the end of the day, people are like, you can separate the layers so it's not AI generated. The main accusation is that there is some sort of AI usage involved in the production of the piece, as in tracing. You can trace something and still end up with a bunch of hand-drawn layers because you traced over something. So there's that. So what are your thoughts? Do you think it's AI generated? Do you think it's traced? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below with respect. And with that, I appreciate it if you like and subscribe. Don't forget to check me out on Etsy. I have digital art there for streamers and creators. I also have a coffee with free resources like a free sponsorship guide, and I stream on Twitch 3 days a week, and I've changed one of the days. So now it's Monday, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 6 p.m. PST. Hope to catch y'all there or in another video. Peace.